And we are actually live. We had some technical problems, but we're good. We're good after what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, just about.
4?
Like
almost a month. Yeah, it was supposed to be bi-weekly, right? But became 3 weekly. But we're here. We're good. I have my buddies with me again. I changed Conway on top left. How are you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Awesome.
I'm just moving back and forth every now and then to see if I'm not frozen again.
Okay. Yeah, he went to time prison. On his right.
Hello.
Top right.
It's me, Dom.
It is Dom. And then we got me, Nicholas. So, rather than actually just going straight into action where we left, we are going to do an XP distribution thing because we forgot to do it last time, and this was one of the main goals, right, of playing this mini campaign. I kind of want to get a feeling on how it feels as a player, as a GM, and narrator to level up. Does it make sense? Is it extra? Is it unnecessary? And let me share the screen here.
That's one of the things that like popped up to my eyes as soon as I read the system, because it's very different. I've never seen a system quite like this one. Now, I like how you tied in the usual 4D talk after the session into the leveling up. That's super interesting.
Yeah, thank you, dude. There you go. I got my Adobe here. So basically, the idea, like you said, I wrote it after this in the end of the session because the memory is still very fresh. Even though if you do 4D, you kind of remember the happenings and whatnots of the game. But it's very much. Yeah.
I did not memory other than going through my notes. I want to see how much of the session.
I haven't watched the thing like I told myself I would as well. Yeah. I do remember where we left at and the major events of the game. So it'll be interesting to do this just with memory and maybe rewatching later and comparing, But the way you do it's very much character dependent and what transpired at the table. We do have XP points. And you get an experience point whenever, and I'm going to read the points. You fail while pursuing your ambition, and if your character succeeds, you get 3 points. Survive an intense conflict / battle, only one wound left before defeat. That counts for mind as well. If you got to near the breaking point of sanity or anger, but survived, so to speak. If you fail an impossible test, that will be any test that you tried which target number was less than 5. And acquire knowledge relative to your archetype and or ambition. That would be like the alchemage finding a book or I forgot the name, a tome with knowledge in it. And basically, this is where we kind of take a step back and try to remember what happened and see if you trigger any of these 4 points.
There's 2 things that come to mind, though I don't know your particular ambitions, right?
You can mention it.
Yeah, one of the scenes that I thought was really cool and that I actually didn't even know you were using mechanics was when Augustus was face to face with Cochrane, and you were getting angrier and angrier as he kept talking and trying to avoid you.
Yeah, I have to. So the way I wrote my ambition is I shall leave no job undone, and I would say that going where we left at is pretty much a following his ambition of I will deal with this problem right now and I'll leave for later. I would not say I succeeded because succeeded would be completing the job.
Yeah.
It's not either failing, but it's walking towards that, right?
Yeah, I think you might earn that by the end of this one, because we've hit it. We have you've pursued it. We just haven't resolved where it landed yet.
A good point.
Well, what I had in mind is that it would fall under the second concept, which is
Survive.
survive and conflict. Yeah,
Yeah, you
which
were
is like
in space.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it says only one wound left, and I think that's too specific.
Oh, I did
Because
not save.
you were like in a battle of minds with him in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the one actually physically imposing yourself and attacking someone first. When he was very dismissive of everything you had to say, so it was a mental conflict in a way.
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't know if you would call it an intense one though.
Ah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So you think
Yeah,
only one is too specific?
I agree. Yeah,
It is too specific.
Yeah. Because like being at 1 HP doesn't mean that it wasn't intense, you know?
Okay.
Because like
I get what you mean.
but at the same
You
time,
dodged
yeah,
the bomb, it was not intense because you did not get hurt, kind of deal.
exactly. And the bomb went off. Like we've got a bunch of demon animals, coming at us now. So I could see the argument for why you haven't survived yet, because we're right in the middle of that. But the back and forth, I can see that as well.
That's true.
Okay.
For me, I'm I have a bit of a stretch for how I could earn one. Not my ambition. I'm actually kind of I don't think I characterized Tobias's ambition very well. That return the shaman to the role of a spiritual leader, kind of like going in the vibe of the what they call them, not heretics, the Vikings. What do they call them?
The Celtics?
No, like what they would call like a Nordic worshiper in this time.
Pagan?
A heathen. I did not do that at all. I in fact did the opposite and kept referencing, the mother and father. So I don't think I did that. But one thing I do.
I think you rebuked it in a way.
Exactly.
Do you remember the conversation with the triumvirate? There were like 3 old gods in this region and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I might end up actually changing my ambition because of how actually playing this character with Augustus has kind of where I've leaned. Now, granted, it is a situation of I'm uncomfortable here. I don't want to be a heathen, and you know what I mean. They already look at me bad, so I kind of have to play it up. So maybe I will keep it, in secret. But what
it's crazy. You freaked them out more, and you were freaked out by the smaller amount of freakishness that they have. It's a funny situation. We're pagan, but we're not wizards. Jesus, man.
Yeah. What I do want to but I want to vouch for me getting 1 XP for is the acquire knowledge relative to one's archetype. My archetype being opportunistic seer, and it was mainly with the little kid and the priest, where the priest was being very the priest was being out of his mind, and we got a lot of information from that encounter, that back and forth, but the history of the town and what have you. And then the child was kind of talking shit on the priest, like, oh, he's crazy or whatever. But I leaned into that opportunistic, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Not optimistic, not just being optimistic, but leaning into that, he has more wisdom than you think, child. So maybe getting 1 XP for that, but that might be a bit of a stretch.
I think I would agree. It was a really that scene is not perfectly fresh in my memory, but I remember it being rather interesting because there was a ton of stuff happening just in that conversation.
That's true.
Yeah, I would agree.
I feel like it's fine. I wouldn't say it's outside of the scope of the spirit of the thing itself. Yeah, I'll hold my 1 XP for now. I think, like you said, I'm gonna see the resolution. But even though I wouldn't say that dealing with Cochrane is me fulfilling the ambition. To me, fulfilling this ambition will be at the end of the campaign if I'm alive. You know what I mean?
Well, here's
because otherwise, every other session I'm gonna get 3 points every time. You know, it's like, what do you mean?
Well, you might not. We might completely like butcher it, and like there's like a ton of monsters raiding the town now, and it's like, oh, I failed. The job did not get done.
What about the very memorable scene where you perform the auditory magic on the man's body? I remember that Augustus held the Albert, the mayor, the burgomaster of the town, so that he wouldn't like run away or like scream.
I don't think did I hold him. I remember I
no, you held your dog. Actually. You gestured to him.
I extended my hand, like I was gesturing to the dog, like just be in standby kind of deal, like attack at my, if anything happens kind of deal.
Yeah.
I just said some words to Albert, like I pointed to my ex, I think, because I was behind Tobias, like, oh, if something goes awry, like I'm here,
Yeah. I mean, Tobias also did very well on the check. Here's the thing: we don't have a frame of reference of like how often XP should be, which makes this conversation a little bit awkward. Because Dom was making perfect sense to me, and he seemed like he was even a bit apprehensive about saying, "Oh, I should get XP for this," right? That's because we don't really have any frame of reference if this should happen every session. Like you're the system designer. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of questions I wanted to hear. Because I have not had the chance until now to actually play it out in a real session. The idea is that the game is, because it's made with 4D in mind, you could have sessions where not much, I'll use the dirty word, plot happens. So it's very dependent on what we're doing tonight, so to speak. But ideally, I think that every session, if you play, you should like run through this. Because even if you did not fight anyone, maybe your character build relationships that will further their goals, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like what was your archetype and ambition, for example, Tobias? Because that necromancy scene could be something, could play into this,
Conway reminded me about that when he brought up the holding back situation. Yeah, archetype is opportunistic seer, and ambition was returning the shaman to its role as spiritual leader. I could have maybe in the moment played up the ambition a bit when doing the magic, like kind of taking it, making more of a show of it for the people. And that might have leaned more into it, but I think that my ambition has been kind of quelled in this location because of the attitudes that are already apprehensive towards me.
Here's the thing, though. That was their leader. Like, he's not the Yuri the leader. Albert's not the Yuri the leader, but he is de facto, right? So, like, you showed up to this place. This is a guy, basically like the guy that is running things day to day, and you just showed him like this amazing power, and he was like, he never would have thought that would have happened. So, like, he totally sees you in a different way, right? So, I would argue that like you did
leave a good impression.
Yeah. It'd be like going to the king and proving that you can tell the future, right?
That's a fair point, because it is a matter of like, maybe what Magic Man does have something going for it. Maybe he isn't, a witch. That's a good,
Even though he did something demonic in front of me.
He did something demonic, but the demonic thing he did was useful. I think that's the difference.
It was useful, right? Like
harness the magic or losing control of it. It would have been totally different if you failed the roll and like the sound. Like, can you imagine like sound demons attacking you and stuff? That'd be so fun.
That session 1. But I agree with Conway. I think it fits. I would give myself a point there. Like it goes into that,
That's a fair point. Yeah, from their perspective, I could definitely see how, not shaman to roll, but definitely like Magic Man is, now different perspective now on this person.
Now I do have a thing for my 2D days. When we played Rogue Trader and Dark Heresy, I would do stuff like give different amounts of XP to different people for different scenes that would have happened, right? And back in 2D, I used to do that to make the players do what I want. Not in the sense of like a story. Like I don't want them to follow my railroad. but I want them to role play more, right? So it was like, well, if this
incentivize them, right?
Yeah, incentivize role play. But now that now that we actually role play, we don't need to do that anymore. But there's still like this weird part of me that likes seeing people get different amounts of XP as the story goes on, because you know, you're not gonna uniformly explore all the things from all of the characters in a way. So
yeah, and one of the reasons I build like this tied to your ambition is to incentivize the player to play into his character's desires, in a way. Like if you want to do the, I want to get stronger, you have to pursue your character's ambition, even if it's detrimental to the party. If you're like a trader guy, you have to go around doing your thing. So there is a chance that one person could get a lot of XP and the others don't. I don't know if that's exactly what you mean, but that was something that I thought of.
That is the cool thing. Yeah, I love the idea of players progressing at different levels, right? And the more cutthroat characters that actually are willing to put themselves first will progress more, because they're the ones actually going after their ambitions more, right? I think that's interesting.
It also encourages you to unify the group a bit more. So, like, not everybody's playing the same person, but you have to kind of consider, well, this is the pitch for the game. I can't just be, we're all playing paladins, but I'm going to play the warlock. No, you're not. If you do, okay, you're going to be the weirdo who's just going to be there for the most part. And if you do suddenly pursue your stuff, we might kill you, like if you, you stay in your place kind of thing. So it's definitely an encouraging factor to stay on theme for the game.
Yeah. So Tobias got 1 XP from the conversation with the priest. Yeah.
And so got 1 get from... I mean, I might get 1 or 3 depending on how things end. But I would say at least 1 is like on the pedestal,
If you survive, I'll go go for 2 and then 4, or 2 and then 4 if you succeed.
When I played Rogue Trader in Dark Heresy, I would tell my players, you don't get the XP if you don't write why. So they would need to write down, I killed all the heretics in this shuttle, right? So killed all the heretics in the shuttle at Planet X, right? And then after a whole campaign, they can go over their
it's an actual experience, something you lived.
Yeah. It tells you everything that your character's been through. And I'm gonna force this into the system I'm writing, because I love that, right? It's like, I got XP because I proved to Albert that magic has a place in investigation, right? I got XP because I managed to talk to because then you can later reference your sheet and I did all of these things, these different experiences that my character went through.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
That is
one of the best things I do. I still have their character sheets somewhere, in PDF form, 4 pages, things that they did for XP.
That's awesome.
It could be a single line, a single statement.
That is cool. I like that. That's a good idea, man.
I'll begin mine.
But I think we're not gonna buy skills because we're in the middle of things, and even if it did, I don't think we have enough points to.
Wow,
we might finish. We might finish this playtest and not have enough points to buy, which fine, because we're playtesting.
You should double. You should double the rates of XP if those are the costs.
Yeah. So my fear is that you play 3 sessions and somehow you went from early Goku to Super Saiyan 3 in 2 days. What happened? How did you get so much power? How did you get so much stronger? That was my fear, but because it's tied to actual stuff you do, maybe if that happens, it'll kind of be somewhat plausible.
Yeah, think of compare this to from a normal RPG to Legend of Zelda or whatever, right? In Legend of Zelda, where you got all the hard upgrades. But in an RPG, you kill 7,000 nameless crickets out there in the woods, slowly gaining experience points, right? The more meaningful the XP advancements, the more you should actually specify the the specify them, like write them down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, like this XP system is very, very specific, right? You're like, oh, I did this thing at this place, and you need to like to talk to the group about it to even receive the XP. So I think that
maybe lower the
you're gonna
cost
progress
there.
very slowly because of that. Yeah. It's not gonna like, oh, I killed 17 kobolds, so I get 170 XP. No, it's not like that.
And you could also change the rates. You can give like a suggested table of like if you're planning the session to be no more than 5 sessions, these are your rates for this power level. Quote, this many sessions for this power level. Kind of like having a bit of a chart there.
That feels necessary, yeah. Because if we have like 3 more sessions and only then you get the thing to buy the lowest level upgrade, that's too little for me.
Yep.
I learned how to dance during this whole ordeal. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
I went through hell and back, man, and now I can dance. Totally worth it.
Tap dance.
Yeah, but you gotta keep remember that XP is not the only way to progress your character, right? You can.
We're doing game design philosophy for now. I'm gonna jump into the game soon.
Yeah,
that is a very good point. I'm noting that down actually. What you guys said.
Because I know if you look at like I'm the weapons XP system, it's like you're never ever improving your character. It's like years of regular play. Like you got to go back to the charts, get the graphs back out.
So are those all of the things that the characters have done that warrant XP? It's like 1 XP for Augustus, 2 for Tobias.
I would say so. I mean, there's a lot of. I would not even say investigating. It's kind of understanding our surroundings.
Right?
Yeah. Probably this session we warrant some considerations because action is. We're gonna start in the middle of it, and whatever will be the repercussions.
I'm looking forward to it. Because I think Warhammer, I don't know if Dark Heresy does, but I know that Warhammer in some of the editions, especially the newer ones, has rules similar to this, where it is like you're rewarded for achieving your goals. But I've never actually played a system like that, so I'm very much looking forward to now that we've gone through it, being a bit more forceful about it, but just using it as like a reminder. So I'm excited.
Very well. I think on my end, I'm set.
I should be set as well, yeah.
Same.
Okay, do you want to do a quick recap? Just
do a quick recap for combat.
You want me to go for it?
Explain the basis of combat, because from what I remember, all.
I thought we were meaning about like what happened.
The story thus far.
The narrative, yeah.
Oh, the story.
So for combat, how it works. Let me see if I have the cheat sheet. But basically,
I remember the critical fails and critical successes doing something, but I don't.
Yes. So when it's your turn, you have 1 action, and that action is either moving to something that is near you and interacting with it, or just moving to up somewhere that is far, and that's your turn. The idea is that the amount of time it takes for you to speak is kind of the time it takes for you to do the action in the game. So in your turn, you can attack. The way you attack is like any other action. You will roll your mastery to your attribute. So if it's punching a guy, it's your strength, your arms, and if you have the unarmed skill, you add those 2 to make your target number. You roll 2d12. If you roll equal to or under that, it's a success. Your damage, this is maybe the weird part. You do roll the dice to see if you roll more than the minimum. So I have unarmed 3. Augustus has unarmed 3. That would be still 3 damage because I rolled a 1. But if I roll like a 4, that would be 4 damage instead. And damage does explode on 6s. Kind of deal. But every character also has a reaction. So let's say I attack the monster, I succeed. The monster can still decide how to react if he wants to evade or block. It's only evade or block, by the way.
Yeah, no fight back.
Yeah, no fight back. Because the way fight backs work is if you get an opportunity, that's how it simulates that. And basically you roll like whoever wins gets precedence. If my attack wins and the guy's blocks wins, it's a null action. We negate each other. So we're kind of on a standby, on a draw, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And where like change, let's say chaos comes in, is if you roll a 1 or a 12. So a 1 is an opportunity. You get an extra action after your opponent's reaction. So like I punch you, I have a 1. And then you defend, success, and now I get my extra action. I don't need to roll for that extra action. I will just roll my punch. I already have an opening. That 1 already meant I have an opening. And you still defend this attack like a normal one. The only difference is that you cannot stack multiple opportunities. You can't go like back and forth, because we could theoretically be like 10 rounds in a row with opportunities. So we don't do that. And if it's a 12, you give your opponent an opening. So they'll get a free like jab, a free kick in your leg, or trying to run away kind of deal.
All right, perfect. And I don't want to apply modifiers. I just say you have advantage or disadvantage, right?
Yeah. Another thing, it is very good to describe how you use your things, just to make sure for everyone involved if advantage applies. Like if I try to use my axe to hook a shield and pull it away, like you can kind of visualize how that would be easier with the axe's little thing, my hook. So you can kind of, I can go ahead and give myself like an advantage for that. Or if you describe something that I feel like it would give me disadvantage, me as a player, I don't need to wait for you to demand a disadvantage on my part. I can just roleplay that as well. So ideally, you want to describe how you do things or how you use your equipment.
All right, perfect.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember to deduct? Do you remember to deduct any damage through your armor too? Because you will be dying quickly if you don't do that. A recap, if I remember correctly. We went to Lord Cochrane's manor to investigate. The place looks abandoned. Lots of animals. Did get in. There seemed to be only one servant, which was kind of odd. I mean, probably there were some in the background, but there was only one guy. He made the dog wait outside, so the dog is waiting in the entrance. We did have a big confrontation with him. We decided to take one of his, was it an eel? An eel, right? What the animal?
Eel?
Like a wee.
A ewe, yeah.
Ew, yeah.
An eel. He got angry, and we kind of almost like touching noses. And then the animals started acting weird when he got angry. Like they all start banging on the walls, like a Night of the Living Dead kind of deal.
Yep.
And then we literally stopped there, right?
Yeah. Augustus provoked the leader, and he summoned his horde through whatever profane means. And he was obsessed with his animal.
The servant is on the door frame, right? He was there.
I was trying to pin him, on the outside, trying to keep him out. Mm-hmm. One more thing I want to add to the whole vibe is that the obsessed Cochrane, he's specifically obsessed over like prey animals. Anything that is like a hunter is not his jam.
He don't like dogs, yeah.
Yep.
You gotta ask him about cats.
Sword of yours.
Okay. Yeah.
From the second floor, the floors below begin to shake. Thumps upon thumps against the wood, wet, squishy bodies hitting against its hard surface. and it is as if the manor itself is shaking. Cochrane just begins laughing, cackling, as he does. The mere movements of his neck burst pustules on his skin, ichor flowing down. And with what authority are you going to take them?
Staying resolute in front of the door frame, keeping the servant out. With my left hand, it goes to my side, taking out a very small, simple wooden mallet.
I grab him by the gruff of his collar, and I pull him a little bit closer over the table. You're coming with me to the town center.
So you wish to take me as well? You don't seem to understand. They are coming. Magnificent, aren't they? And the sound of a door coming down, a massive oak door down below behind where the entrance would be. Just a sudden thud and the awful sounds of flesh movement on top of one another. Squeals.
I let him go, and I whistle as loud as I can to best of all my dog so he can come running at me.
A few moments pass, the squealing too loud to hear anything. But then the very indicative sound of the claws of the dog hitting the wooden surface as it runs. You've never heard your dog run this fast.
I quickly push the servant out of the way. You stay here! And I run towards the stairwell, keeping an eye on for Augustus's hound, ensuring.
The servant is hugging the door frame, confused, looking around from side to side. What is happening?
This man is in cahoots with demons. I point with my axe at Lord Cochrane. Hold your ground, Tobias.
If your hound is being chased, I'll stop. If your hound is being chased, he needs an escort.
Cochrane, seeing all this, just stops laughing. He raises both arms, drapes falling off. I'm in cahoots with no one. I am merely an observer in this. And it has filled my eyes with such glories that you'll never understand.
I start stomping towards the door frame. Come on. We rescue best of all, and then we drag him to the town center. We need evidence.
Drag him.
Right outside the man's office lies the stairway downwards, and from the top, one can see this mass, 100 animals, mostly pigs, pushing against one another, moving as if a liquid. Down at the front of the stairs going up, struggling, broken legs as rotund fat pigs try to crawl up and roll back down, bringing animals down more and more, trying to get up.
I stop mid-stride, trying to look for my dog.
I flip the mallet around in my offhand and with its base, flip up a couple of small switches on the back of my shield. Yellow bile begins to pour from the tubes connected to the shield and into my arm.
The best of all, leaping, running, down the corridor, away. The animals mass at the bottom of the stairwell. Best of all is running away through one of the corridors. I want you to be trampled upon.
I whistle once again, and I yell in Latin, "Hide!" Cast my gaze back into the corridor. "Too many of them, Tobias. We need sorcery."
I could stop them from coming up here, but we would need to jump out of a window or something.
I run back to the office. I'm trying to look at the height of the window, measuring how the damaging would be a fall.
Is in the second story. Below is a smaller roof. One agile enough would be able to slide down it and take minimal damage.
I pant as my arm is being pumped full of this bile liquid as I gauge the oncoming wave, keeping an eye out for basketball and watching, prepared to enact sorcery.
One particularly large pig manages to put one of its hoofs down, then another, as it does the planks laps under it, just keeps dragging itself up. And pigs don't ever look up, but this thing does. Necks breaking, skin straining, muscle, and it twists to its side and looks up straight at Tobias.
I flip another switch. Red bile, or blood, begins to flow into my veins, foreign blood, as I flipping the mallet around, slam the front of the shield with the mallet. The blood flies quicker into my veins as my voice gurgles out before erupting. A loud, resounding blast of noise, inhuman, flies from my throat and towards the pig, shattering the windows behind it.
For a second, the entire mass stops, frozen in place. All of the animals contort, necks breaking, as they all make an effort to look up. And in unison, they all make noises, awful, squelching noises. The squealing of pigs and the mulching of sheep. But somehow, amidst all of the discordant noises, the cacophony of the place, a voice takes place. Not one singular one, no, but one shaped by the myriad of awful noises combining together. "We are Legion," it says in awful squealing of 1,000 souls. You are so much less.
I'm bashing my shoulder against the window to knock it open.
The window easily opens. "Hey, what are you doing?" Cochrane says from behind his seat, trying to get up but failing.
I'm trying to keep my head thinking. I hook my axe back into my belt. I go towards Cochrane and with both arms I start dragging him into the window.
He, in pain, just screams. Bits of his skin flake off from one of your hands.
I quickly let go of the piece of skin and hold back onto cloth. And I roll him outside of the window first.
His eyes are agape as he is flying through the air, and it just hits the roof underneath. It just rolls down, hits the ground. a wet thud as he does.
Tobias, servant, here. Heed not the demon.
Begin to pace backwards, keeping an eye on the oncoming horde. Flipping the switch, the blood stopping its flow, the yellow bile continuing, overflowing a bit, seeping out from my mouth as I struggle to avoid vomiting. I keep an eye on the stairwell as I pace backwards.
The one massive pig manages to climb up, but not before it breaks all of its legs. It begins slithering like a snake, its body growing. One other pig from behind comes and mounts it as if to breed, but then their flesh begins coming together. And this strange mixed caterpillar pig begins crawling up the stairwell, wiggling back and forth. And it is face to face now with Tobias.
Not outrunning it, just silly back pace. I attempt. My voice rings out again. The black bile, the yellow bile, manifesting my voice as this thin sheet of noise in between me and the creature, angelic and vile, sermons as incessant, holy sermons as incessant as the chittering of the demonic force ahead of us. Success.
Microphone.
The discordant voices of 1,000 animals begin screaming out in a thousand forbidden, profane tongues. And as this creature is about to slumber forward and fall on top of the stairs on top of you, it just stops midair, held by some unseen force. The whole house begins to shake.
I turn around back to the room. I left Augustus, frantic, mouth still dripping.
Having just thrown off Cochrane, I step back, scowling at the horrible big creature. You, both of you, jump! Pull out my axe, holding my axe.
The discordant voices join together once again. If I can't go up there to get you, then you'll come down to me. The caterpillar pig wraps itself around the pillar and it breaks one, the whole structure beginning to tumble.
I don't even look at Cochrane. I flip the switch on the back of the shield, stopping the flow of yellow bile. I look at the delicate machinery behind the shield and cringe before lunging out of the window in an attempt to have the shield break my fall.
Feet easy.
Failure. Oh, I apologize. Failure.
The shield takes some of the impact, even bending slightly. Yet it does not stop you from acquiring a sprained ankle 1.
As soon as I see Tobias jumping, I lounge myself as well, kind of assuming a ball position as I roll down the second rooftop. This whole place is starting to crumble.
Feet roll.
Fail.
Whilst sliding down the roof, one of the one of the shingles breaks, and its sharp cuts across your arm. Laceration on arm 1.
I wince with a little bit of pain as I keep rolling down, leaving a small trail of blood.
The servant looks down from the window, and the building itself begins tilting backwards as it begins to collapse. And the wood creaks, supports break. He gets up on the window and does his best to jump forward as well. He, with his belly, he hits the roof, slides down, and as soon as he falls down, his neck breaks on the ground, twisted in an awful position. And his eyes are confused, and he can only move his eyes, and he wants to scream, but not even that he can achieve.
Begin to stand up, holding my arm, still with axe in hand, trying to look for Tobias. Tobias!
I'm scrambling, reaching for my spectacles as I grip them in my hand.
I put my axe under my armpit to hold it in place. With my fingers, I whistle once again to best of all.
From the far left side of the building, a small figure, dog running all fours as fast as it can, it stops and looks around. The whistle gets his attention and begins running towards you.
Grab my axe once again. We're gonna have to slay the damn beast. I cast a look at the servant, trying to see his face.
A face of pure fear. Breathing, not possible. Bell muscles. Can only move his eyes.
Adjusting my posture, I stumble towards him. I raise my axe. I'm sorry. I shall end your pain, though. Chop right in the
closes his eyes.
Chop with my axe, full force, right in the side of his head, where the brain would be.
I look around for Cochrane.
Cochrane's face down, just an awful piece of cloth. His face is down. He has no hair on his head, filled with pustules. His face down, just you can only hear breathing, and a piece of cloth over the rest of his body.
I stand up with one foot first, the other strained and dragging, as I begin to limp over to him.
Unlodging my axe from the servant's skull. Some giblets flying in arches. We need evidence. Make sure Cochrane lives. I cast my look back towards the house, trying to look for both my hound and the beast.
The hound manages to come closer and closer. And as it does, the house itself fully collapses down on its own weight. The only thing wiggling out of the debris, this one massive pig, now all conjoined together. Then the bodies of other animals crawling out of it as well. Some of them with grievous wounds that should bring them down, but it doesn't. And the animals, the awful sound that they make joins together once again to make a voice. Yeah! And the animals all begin mounting one another and breeding.
I gesture with my harmed arm toward best of all to come beside me, scowling at the monstrosity.
But best of all gets to you, sits by your side and looks at you and looks worried about everything else all around.
Speaking in Latin to him. Hold.
I turn Cochrane over with my shield, exposing his mouth up. Are you dead?
His eyes move and he looks at you, and he widens his smile more. I'm not. Soon you will be, though. Soon we'll be one.
You're a bigger idiot than I thought you were. I thought you were a man of corrupt principle, but not even that. That thing's not even prey anymore. That thing wants to eat everything and everyone. I fall to my ass and look back at Augustus and the monster encroaching.
A wide stance, an axe, slowly adjusting my wrist with axe in hand. I'm waiting for the big monster to approach. I have a pure look of disgust in my face.
My free hand, I reach for a bottle behind the shield and take out and uncork it and begin to pour it over my twisted foot.
The Cochrane just laughs. I'm no longer of this world. That is how one can continue in this world, for as long as the rest remain. And after saying that, the animals performing their profane victory lap over at the house stop as a single one of them sees the rest of you, that you managed to avoid the collapsing building. In a moment, they all stop. They climb off of one another, and they begin separating. A group runs down the road to the village. Another group runs off into the woods. Another group begins running. But one group starts approaching. A mass of 7 pigs, not conjoined together. The remains of the separating herd.
I grab my holy pendant. I start praying in silence to the Father for strength to protect his offspring, getting imbued with the energy from inside of me. I launch forward, X raise up high. Silence, you foul beast! I come down, striking it towards the first pig.
The elixir
for damage.
The pig, stationary, unable to deflect any blows, simply does not do so.
Axe comes full contact right in the middle of its eyes. And a quick motion, still imbued with this one prayer. I just pull it out and go for a side strike on another pig right next to it. Three damage. Leaving trails of blood.
Quickly, another pig is dispatched, but the other 4 use the opportunity to surround around. The body is mounted in front of you, but the other pigs go around, beginning to encircle.
The elixir poured onto my leg, twists my ankle back into place. I stand, seeing the swarm begin to attack Augustus. I mutter, "You hurt him, Father. At least bring him some amount of honor in this fight." As yellow ichor begins to flow back in from my shield, and I call out a strung out hymn that continues going on and on and on towards Augustus. a invisible barrier begins to form between Augustus and one of these monstrosities in an attempt to keep them enclosed in a one-on-one fight, but the barrier does not hold. It bursts out.
Over from the side, a group of sheep begin trotting across, approaching the rear where Tobias is. While the pigs fighting Augustus finally make their move, surrounding him with their large bodies and approaching to take bites and to gore with tusks. The first attack comes.
Trying to deflect it with my shield. I'm doing an awful job.
One of the pigs manages to bite on the shield and pull it off.
X, sorry.
One of the pigs manages to bite on the hand that is holding the axe, and as it bites down stronger and stronger, crushes the finger.
I let go of my axe.
Bitten hand 4. The other pig attempts to attack. Fails.
I kick it with my leg on right in its snout. Success. Like dodging out of the way.
So tossed to the side. The other pigs try to encircle to prevent escape.
I yell to best of all, attack!
Best of all leaps quickly, seems to attack the pig on the rear to allow for Augustus to retreat. Just roll the attack.
Success.
It leaps on the back of one of the pigs, this large dog, and bites down on its neck and shakes back and forth until the thing stops moving.
As I run with this opening, I give Mark with commands. Let go! Follow! Running towards Tobias.
The dog controls its bloodlust and runs right after. The pigs are slow. They begin trotting afterwards, but they're not quick beasts.
Nice. Look, shaking my head from the failed act of sorcery, and I'm looking at the sheep, looking back at Augustus, changing switches from bile to blood, panting.
On the way towards Tobias, I reach to a large piece of wood from the crumbled down building as an impromptu weapon. Lift it out of. There's nowhere to run. We have to stand our ground. Bloodied arm, blood dripping down my arm now.
The sheep finally start getting closer and closer to Tobias, and then they, quite a few steps to the side, run straight past Tobias, running towards Cochrane on the floor. The pigs continue approaching. Soon they'll be able to come upon Augustus once more.
I stand ground, adjusting my position, gesturing with my hand to, best of all, to stand once again on my left side.
With your hand down on the floor, best of all looks up and gives your hand one lick, waiting by your side.
I look at the sheep, bewildered.
I shake off my hand, like, to distract the mass of creatures to really deal with Cochrane right now.
The 3 remaining pigs finally come close enough to Augustus.
I brace myself for impact, trying to dodge the first pig. I jump out of the way of the first pig and instantly, using the momentum with the piece of stick, to whack its head. 5 damage with the piece of wood.
Its skull splits and eye pops off. The other 2 pigs attack, focusing on Augustus.
Trying to block its bite with the piece of wood, failing. Piece of wood cracking.
The other pig makes its move as well.
I try to jump backwards to get out of its way. And as I fall, I yell once again, "Attack! Maul!"
The shouting of Augustus snaps me back to reality. Looking away from the sheep and towards the onslaught that's defacing him, as I offhand empty slam on the front of my shield, the blood rushing through as a loud screech focused, emitting from just a tight puckering of my lips, flies towards one of the pig monsters, accurate and dense. Succeeding for 5 damage.
It just splats on the side of the pig, and then it falls down with a broken neck.
The other pig, best of all, jumping towards its neck. Fail.
The sheep running over Cochrane, one bites down on his wrists, lifts him up. The other one bites on his shoulder. Another one bites on his heel. And somehow they all manage to lift him up. One leg dragging on the floor. They begin running away with him. And he's just screaming in pain all the while. The last pig takes a few steps back and it contorts his face to look up at Augustus. And it squeals, mimic laughing.
I shout to Cochrane, "Are they yours?"
"I'm theirs." And then he just goes back to screaming in pain.
I nod.
Looking at the pig, I once again scowl as if I've tasted poison. And I punch it. I go for a punch right in the middle of the pig's eyes. I'm just filled with rage. Success for 3 damage. My bloodied hand going for a pummel.
Break one of its tusks with the sheer force of the punch. And the pig can't really fight back. It tries to jump forward to bite, but it's too rotund to do so. Not being able to work as a mass with the rest of its brothers.
My dog, my hound jumping in as well, mauling the pig, biting on pure fat, not doing actual damage to the pig.
It falls to the ground and begins bleeding, soon to bleed out.
Augustus, we have to do something. They are going to attack the rest of the village.
I'm wrestling with this huge pig, my hound on top of it as well, trying to kill it. Bloodied hand, not really listening.
I walk past Augustus in this struggle. Kill the thing, won't you? Bewildered.
I kind of push with my leg the pig, and I grab by force your shield, raise it, and use it as a shovel on the pig's head.
I'm yanked backwards as he takes my shield and manhandles it.
10 damage, almost like a sword.
I'm thrown to the ground in this powerful motion. Tubes connected to the shield.
The fields are utterly silent and almost peaceful after all of the herd moved away. But atop the hill, a single animal, a black horse, still staring down at everything that happened.
As I lift it up, blooded bottom of the shield, I slowly breach the shield back towards Tobias, cast a look at the horse, breathing down heavy, my hound mauling against the dead pig's neck. I stare at the horse.
We have been standing up. We have been very amicable, I'd say, this entire trip, Augustus. I will say this once and never again. Do not touch my apparatus.
I tilt my head to look at Tobias, but I stop, staring at the horse, like narrowing my eyes. The black horse on top of the hill. Silence, just like blood splashing on my face.
You can't really mean to go after that. We saw all the monsters head towards the rest of the village.
I raise my bloodied hand, some fingers twisted, broken, shaking. I point at the horse, and I project my voice as loud as I can in demon tongue. I swear I shall cut you down like a putrid rotten tree.
My eyes widen. What was that?
I turn my back towards the thing, extend a hand to you, Tobias, to help you get up on your feet.
Standing, I look. Again, what will we do? There's a bunch of villagers that are going to get killed. Or do you have a vendetta against this horse?
I'm adjusting my posture, rolling my shoulder. We go back to the village, help them deal with the horde. Look at my arm shaking, my hand. Mangle our wounds.
Fine.
They have enough evidence. Cochrane's being gone is a blessing.
Good. Then, by the Mother's grace, we will walk with her, and she will guide our feet. As a funnel of black bile begins to pump from my apparatus. I look at the ground beneath us and forward, and my mouth emitting a continual stream of prayer about the Mother. I break it for a moment. Have you ever stood on ice before?
I can't say I have, as I'm squatting to grab my axe from a dead pig's corpse.
Step very delicately. and allow your momentum and the path that I give us to lead us forward. One step is likely all you'll need. As I continue this prayer to the ground and to the mother, the grass dies ahead of us, flattening. As I, with my free hand, kind of circle it and point towards as I begin to move forward. Friction all gone at my feet. Sliding.
I frown, confused, but soon start mimicking Tobias. I extend my bloodied hand behind me as a sign to best of all to follow me.
The moment one steps on this path laid before us, before me, there's just no friction. A few feet behind us, this path dies out and the grass begins to revive. But so long as we're on this path, we slide at the pace of slightly over a run, but without having to move our bodies.
I almost stumbled, managed to balance myself.
Best of all takes like one step into it, and its paw slides forward and almost falls down. But then it begins balancing itself and begins sliding.
I grab at the scruff of its fat rolls on its back to kind of keep it with me. There, boy, there.
For every step, the black horse takes one more, watching from a distance.
As I keep sliding, I'm now both mesmerized at this spell. I keep casting glances back towards the horse, and I narrow my eyes every time I look at it.
My gaze is focused on the ground ahead, continuing to riddle off these miscellaneous sermons to the mother.
The sun, having been up at the top of the sky, now begins descending. Soon it will be night.
Our path,
the
sliding path, guides us towards the village center.
On the path off to the side of the beaten trail, bushes begin moving.
I don't stop. My gaze centered on the ground ahead.
I have let go. I'm not holding as strong towards best of all. I just have a hand laying on his head. Axe in the other hand. Breathing normal. The blood is now dried on my hands.
Out from the bushes comes out the child, confused and looking. Oh, there you are.
With my hand holding my axe, I open it. I saw the axe slides down, and I grab it. Hold onto the handle, boy. With us.
Wait, what? He reaches forward and grabs it.
And I kind of pull him towards the slide. It's slippery. Just good you're alive.
I must have seen like 100 pigs coming down the road. I had to run through, and I just hid in the woods. What happened? The manor collapsed. It was so awesome when I looked at it from afar.
Try regulate my voice, not distract Tobias in his chanting. A demon boy. That's what it was.
A demon? That's something the priest would say.
I look at him, serious. Well,
there's a bump in the slide as I crick my neck at the sound of him insult the priest before focusing back.
Luckily, you won't have to see it anymore today. You keep yourself alive. Run and hide if you have to. As soon as we get there.
I want to see it. I can help him fast on my feet, faster than a pig. Your stern face makes him stop laughing immediately.
Hide and be alive.
Hide where?
You're fast. I'm sure you can find a place.
Okay, he lets go of the axe, and for a moment he just slides, and he leaps off to the side.
Approaching, I can see the first buildings of the village now. Trying to gauge destruction and smoke. Any signs of skirmish?
Smoke rising up, more than just the chimneys. A lot of smoke. Half of the town seems to be erupted in a fire that spreads from building to building. Some people have formed a bucket line from the awful waters of the bog all around them.
I stop chanting and take a quick lunge forward as the path ceases. I turn around to Augustus.
I mimic his leap, gesturing to best of all to keep following me. I feel solid ground, not slipping. It seems that they dealt with the beasts. I kind of look at the smoke rising. Though they have done their damage.
Let's hope so. No, you're right. They wouldn't be transporting buckets if there were monsters in their village. Let's go find that his name escapes me. The man that we spoke to the other day, or earlier today, the one that assisted us with the cadaver.
Albert.
Let's find him.
Ahead in the
Still
path.
holding my axe.
From ahead on the path, from the side, a row of trees, following the trail. A black head of a black horse comes out from the side and looks. A single eye of the horse, its squiggly shape, and it opens its mouth and human speech comes out. Be not so sure of what your eyes see.
My breathing can be seen getting erratic.
They are in the village.
I keep staring at it, holding my axe. I'm stiff as a statue, trying to read its movements, see if it'll lounge, if it'll run away.
Its body hidden behind a tree in a bunch of bushes, only its head peeking out through the neck. Will you deal with them for me?
I had a moment of doubt when I saw Cochrane get taken up by the sheep. While the sheep might have been... He might have been the sheep's, or whatever. Not everything in this forest may be Cochrane's, or the demon that controls him. This horse may be such an entity.
It's the horse head goes back into the woods, but a voice comes from the woods. Legion is stupid. Legion is lazy. Legion will not hunt or live in the woods. Legion wants to be fed. That's why he lives with the humans.
Well, thank you for affirming that, preacher.
As for me, this has always been my place. The Romans never should have brought Legion.
I point with my axe, my breathing erratic. We'll deal with you on a different day. I flick my cape and I strut like march into town, trying to look for any sign of the pigs.
Steer clear of the water. This is my place, like I said. If you outlive your usefulness, then I'll have to show it to you. The voice begins growing more distant.
I shake off my head as if my spider were crawling my neck. Like,
Augustus, if these pigs have shapeshifted, I believe that through more of the Mother's grace, she will tell me if there are creatures among them. But understand that the process is strenuous on me. I would like to proceed with physical, material means before I have to resort to that again.
I trust your instincts, Tobias, as I'm looking left and right, trying to spot either Albert or pigs.
Down over at the village, a few farmers are walking around, pigs in tow. Pigs are a common occurrence.
I stop the first commoner, pointing at him with my axe. Yo, hold!
Hey! Why do you have an axe out?
I slide my arm, pointing now towards the pig. And
No, I didn't steal it. They're giving some pigs for free. I swear.
They're not free. Joining with Augustus. They are gifts from unholy denizens. You don't want these pigs.
What are you talking about?
You stay here with the Spieg. We're having a holocaust tonight.
I don't understand.
I project my voice as loud as I can. The pigs! They're unholy animals, being tainted by vile demonic forces. Where's Albert?
Albert is over by the plaza where he always is. He sits down. Careful, there's a fire going on. Okay, I'll wait here. I don't know what you mean.
How did the fire start?
I leave Tobias behind and I start walking towards the plaza.
These pigs.
I don't know. Someone was just shouting fire, and then everyone's supposed to get in the bucket line. I already did my part.
You were just given the pig by anybody, or they just wandered in?
Sort of like looks from side to side. It wasn't the alleyway. No one seemed to mind. I didn't. Maybe I stole the pig.
Okay, so it was, from your perspective, it was unknown property and you took it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to get Inquisitor with an axe off.
You're not going to get in trouble so long as you just follow me and bring it with me into the town square, okay?
For a moment, the pig contorts its neck just to look at Tobias.
I don't look at it.
The man looks back down to the pig and it just gets back to normal position. Okay, I'll help you.
Thank you. This is your pig, okay? For this nonsense we're going to be dealing with, okay? But please, just follow me with it. Don't let it out of your sight.
You want me to lie?
You're not lying. Again, there's more to this than you know. This is yours. I'm giving it to you for all intents and purposes. Now come with me.
Okay.
And trailing far behind, I go down the route of Augustus.
What's the deal with the man with the broken hand? And he was bleeding. Did you see that?
Yes, he just dealt with fighting some horrific pigs. I'm sure if you're a farmer yourself, you know what a hog wound looks like.
So Inquisitors come here to fight pigs in the woods?
When they're possessed by demons, which this one may be. But please, no more questions. Follow me.
As soon as you do that, he just stops and makes a prayer for the father and the mother and continues. Wait, so they're demons?
I yell once again, Albert!
Albert, walking along the chain of buckets, coordinating it, not paying any mind. Seems to have a lot on his plate.
Walking towards him once again. Albert, must speak with you. Present matters.
What? Not now. I'm dealing with a fire. If it jumps from the butcher's shop over to this side of the town, the whole place will burn down. We already lost too much. God damn it.
I raise my mangled hand. We fought a demon.
You what? He takes a step forward and shushes you. Not here. He turns back to one of his men. Can you keep this going?
I kind of hook over his shoulder with my bloodied hand, pull him closer. Not really aggressive. Start whispering. Cochrane was in cahoots with demons. The whole manor came down. I point. The pigs are an offering of the vile one. We must kill them all. Burn them, if you will.
I thought that the local freehold farmers had a problem. There's a lot of pigs all over the place.
Good.
I'm afraid some people are walking off.
A great holocaust. As soon as you deal with the fire, we're going to make one of our own.
What do you mean?
I look back towards Tobias.
What is a holocaust?
Catching up with this farmer and his pig, I stand, shield at the ready, being moderately soldierly. I assume that Augustus has told you about the pigs. I've brought one. This gentleman here has been very kind, despite what sounds insane. Yes. We need all the pigs in the town here.
Well, you're in luck, Augustus. I've already told some of my men to get all the pigs that were lost. We don't want anyone stealing them. We put them all over at the town barn where we keep the animals for the markets. Should be all over there.
Good.
I worried look on my face. No, they're dangerous together. We might. I press my hand on his shoulder. Send an order to slaughter all pigs right now. We can dispose and burn off the bodies later.
I'm a bit short on hands. Can't we go there and do it ourselves?
Still holding my axe. Bring at least someone else.
Right, one good man, yeah. Oh, where's the kid that I sent with you?
He managed to hide. The boy is smart.
Is it that bad? Okay. He calls forth one of his men that is coordinating the bucket line, and he comes over. Big, bulky fellow. The type that you expect to deal with more martial matters. over in the village. Yeah, boss, I'm here.
Grab a weapon.
Don't leave home without one. He pulls out this, hidden on his pants, this large blade.
Albert, how did this fire start?
I don't know. I've heard stories. Some people said that a horse just went crazy and kicked the bucket of the blacksmith where he keeps his embers. And I'm not believing that one.
A side glance towards Tobias.
I'll look around the nearest fire. I step towards the farmer and his pig and stare down at the pig for a moment.
The pig, you can see a little twitching. It desperately wants to look back.
I look at the man. Good. I point towards the pig with the random man. You can start by slaughtering this one. We must slaughter all pigs. I'll explain later.
Just a moment. You can kill this one in a moment. Sir, come with me. I just want a very brief experiment before we kill this one.
Albert just, not another one. Fine.
Begin to walk with the farmer towards the nearest fire and his pig.
The pig looks at the fire, and it's getting closer. It's twitching more. When it suddenly its head begins to twist, and its head snaps backwards and looks backwards like an owl. Its neck distending, bones seen through the neck. The men take a jump back.
I stand there, looking down at it, shield between me and it, but otherwise unmoving.
It makes very particular squeals, as if it wants to talk, but not enough voices sing together for its awful voice to come through.
You should have tried a bit harder.
My axe coming from above, right in the broken neck.
Oh gods! Was that the demon pig? Or are all of them the demon pigs? Albert says.
Do you want to figure that out, or just go with they're all demon pigs?
Do they spread? Because we put them with all the animals over at the barn.
Does sin spread?
No. Oh fuck, we need to go. We need to run.
No. They're pigs. They're not exactly hard to find. Like Augustus said, we killed them all.
Albert begins walking. Come on, let's go. We need to go. They're over at the barn. I don't want another reason for people to talk bad in my town.
I have hair stuck on my greasy forehead now as I'm marching with the other man.
I stay behind and look out and begin to follow the trail of burning and buildings.
A hand grabs your wrist. Wait. Can I still lead him? The farmer says.
No.
He utters another prayer and says, I have pigs over at my farm. Just one breeding pair, sir. What do I do?
Bring your pigs and tell everybody at the farmer to bring their pigs to him. We'll sort them out, but take note, I don't know, mark those that are yours before this whole ordeal happened, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay, I'll tell all the farmers. Keep.
I resume my trek, following the burning and burnt.
Following along, two brown horses are right over by this burning. The whole street is burning. Buildings on either side burning and collapsing. And down the middle of this road is a single horse. But they're true horses. Eyes playing tricks. One half of the horse has a head, and then the other one has another head as well. And they're both just staring at you as you come down.
I stop treading. My axe is in hand. Best of all, following right behind me. I pointed my axe. Begone! We're dealing with the demon now.
The horses neigh, as if you could understand them.
I look at everybody's face to see how, trying to read their expressions.
The large bald man is already ready to pull his sword off. What do we do?
Tobias, do you speak Elvish?
I'm not with the group. I'm currently following down the path of
I look back and
burning
did not
buildings.
see Tobias. Using demon tongue, I repeat what I said. Begone, we're hunting the demon.
The men shake their heads. What did we see, Augustus? This damn demon is playing tricks on us. The barn is right up ahead.
Like, weapons at hand. We killed the pigs. The horses is a problem for tomorrow.
The barn itself is shaking like the manor once was. The building is
I
moving.
approach it. The pigs. Beware for a beast. Amalgamation of pigs.
A barn, long and wide. No windows on the bottom, but the top row has windows. And peeking out of all the gaps between the planks are the eyes of pigs and horses and sheep, strange in shape, all tracking together as if they were one.
Stop. There's too many of them.
Following the trail, I come to the burnt smithy. I go inside and find several fireplace bells, all burnt. Still a handful of them still hot and even glowing in some places, but grab a handful of these irons as well as a number of bells, and begin to kind of funnel them into my pack, and on top of it a handful of rings.
The iron warm from the fire, difficult to hold.
I take a glove and risk burning them within my pack, making sure the spikes are pointed upwards.
tracking eyes on the barn, following Augustus and the rest of the men as they approach. Why don't we just set fire to it?
Good thinking.
It says.
I just
Right. Right. I'm gonna go get the fire and more men. This is a bigger issue than I thought.
I look at the barns to see if it's the bar is locking the door.
The door to the barn is indeed locked with a bar of wood barring it. But the door itself is extended, bending forwards as a strong force is pushing against it. It would soon burst.
Over here. We have to hold the ground. Everybody, grab a weapon. You're all hands off the father now.
At that, the whole barn begins to squeal and make awful noises at the same time. A voice carried in the wind. We are Legion. You are nothing. And at that, the door to the barn bursts open. An enormous pink-fleshed hand breaking through. The pigs amalgamating in awful form. 4 arms made of pigs at the end, the head of a pig. It puts its large arm and begins dragging itself like a mass of bodies, and all the animals cackle in unison. And the large bald man with a sword next to you, it looks at you and then looks at this beast. 1,000 pig heads screaming together in the night.
I look back and as fast as I can, I lock eyes into the meekest looking man. Run! Go get the priest!
Tobias, after grabbing all the irons, this awful cacophony begins. The whole town hearing it.
I bent slightly onto a knee, staying the hook at the top that normally one would hold the iron onto. I've placed bells along with a ring. As the wind carries the cacophony towards me, I finish twisting this one into the soil on the rim in front of the blacksmithy as I begin to go where all the direction I came back to the center of the town as quick as I can.
As I finish barking, the others like lock eyes into the creature, and I hold up my axe. Do not falter now, man.
A tongue check. They steal their hearts and following on the Inquisitor. If one person in the world can fix it, it's him. Put them in behind you.
I take this up.
Grabs a spear.
I take the opportunity. Charge with the might of the Father, and I start running with the axe raised up.
Approaching one enormous tendril made of pigs in sequence, their little feet dangling like a caterpillar, approaches at the end one large maw of a pig. As if all the teeth of all the pigs were all congregated into the swan mouth. This pure massive rows and rows of teeth as it approaches to bite.
I try to jump back, trying to get out of its chomping range. And I fail.
This thing manages to come down and it bites at your leg and lifts you up by it. Dealing 3 damage. Laceration on the leg.
holding in fast into my axe, still being thrashed around. Fight! Fight!
The large man comes, trying to cut off this tendril with his large sword. Able to do so. This awful amalgamation in a form of a worm of a dozen pigs falls down. The mouth lets go of you, and the pigs will begin.
Of town, I see the path that Augustus and the rest of the group went, and see the display of separation. I nod and I take a brief second to gauge what's happened. I get back down to a knee and take out another series of metal, impaling the ground in the center of town, loose bit of rock and soil, before hooking a bell onto it. As I stand back up and look at the path that they took.
Bells forming a path now.
I look at resuming the trek and going towards, jogging towards where
Augustus is still fighting the rest, keeping the beast in place. Augustus, the pig that was biting onto your leg fell on top of you, is still biting down in rage, much as you are. An enormous pig on top of your body, pushing you down to the floor.
Trying to roll it out of the way.
Arm check?
I managed to liberate off the side as I let go. To best of all, it jumps towards the neck of this one pig that I pushed aside. Successful bite.
With its belly off to the side, best of all, can bite it on the neck and pull the neck out alongside all the veins. Blood spurts out and the pig stops moving. To poke at the tendrils, the mass of the sting's body. But it is mostly ineffective, though he can pierce it a few times. Its enormous body does not get damaged. The man with the large sword seems success in having cut off one. He rushes over to do so, but the thing is moving erratically, like a real tendril, like a leech, wiggling back and forth. And this thing puts all of its tendrils down to the ground and begins lifting itself off of the ground, trying to. And as it does so, it goes above the barn, and it seems to be angling itself to fall down on top of Augustus and the rest of the men fighting it. This enormous thing held up by 7 tendrils, built of the mass of 1,000 pigs, peeking over the building, screaming in all directions as the people begin to panic.
I reach the display of the frantic combat as I look out back at getting the further vantage point. I look out at Augustus and begin to pump black bile into my body as I begin to speak to the floor, the ground below them. Lunge back! The mother will carry you! Away! As fast as you can! Voice stressed. Some more black bile begins to see back of the shield again as it floods into me. Succeeding. As the bile begins to seep out, the little bit of sprigs of grass that are behind the men begin to die, greatly resembling the path that we took earlier.
With hurt leg, try to push myself backwards, understanding the cue, and I give a command in Latin to best of all, run.
Best of all begins to run, but stops. He runs over, bites at your collar, and helps in pulling you away. The men also scamper off. The man with the spear even drops it and just runs away.
The moment they touch,
this thing is about to come down.
The moment they touch the dead environment that's the black bile is influenced, no friction, they slide haphazardly, dangerously, but quickly, keeping all the momentum that they gather.
Being able to slide, best of all, can easily pull horses out of the way as this thing suddenly falls back down. The whole grave, as it hits the ground, instead of continuing to be one mass, it separates. Pigs all over the ground.
I yelp with the thunder sound of its disjointed mass hitting the ground, lifting dust, ashes. I start to roll out of the sliding path to stand once again. Now, kill as many as you can.
I cease my chanting as the grass begins to come back to life, the friction returning.
Albert comes back. Behind him, a crowd, 12 people, with whatever makeshift weapons they found, hatchets, pitchforks. They also brought torches. Just as I speak of fear, but he just kill them all, and the people charge in.
I drop to a knee, black bile coming from my throat. Exhausted.
Standing up, now without friction.
With friction. It's returned.
I getting on my feet, I start running towards the nearest pig with best of all. Charge! Slaughter them all!
The mass of pigs now retreating. They managed to get into the barn and out. It begins. Most of them run away, but it seems as if a few stay to fight. Distractions.
I start hacking the nearby ones.
12 pigs at the front, fighting back, trying to attack you. Unable to do so.
I'm locked in combat with two pigs, not really going anywhere, dodging and throwing balls at them.
The mob led by Albert finally arrive. They begin slaughtering and helping one another. Pitchforks with the range. The pigs are unable to fight. They are taking them one by one. The rest running across the alleyways.
guess I'll look behind me, trying to see if I can find Tobias.
I stand up, a limping, but holding in my offhand a bell attached to a fireplace. Move closer to the commotion, but stop short to a knee. I begin to shove the poker into the ground.
I actually limp towards Tobias. Cacophony of men and pig screaming, squealing. My leg badly hurt. Tobias. I point with my nose towards the thing you're doing, inquisitively.
Do you need help?
Is this a plan of yours? I straighten myself, like looking around.
Yes. I intend to create a series of bells, station a series of bells, to be able to have the mother and father allow me to hear all that happens within this town for a moment or however long, to gauge whether or not there are more profane creatures here. About 2 more to go.
I then proceed so. I turn my back towards you, and I
Do you need aid?
kind of.
I can't heal your wounds, but I can help in some way.
Albert runs back as the two talk. I think we did it. They're running away. We dealt with them.
Yeah.
They run away. I kind of slump down to the ground now. Now I start measuring my wounds, both my leg and my arm. If they run away, there's nothing we can do. Secure. I nod at Tobias' words. Albert, you do what you're supposed to do. Manage the damage. We'll have a conference later.
A brown, two-headed horse approaches very slowly and calmly. Atop it, Cochrane sees laughing. I can die happy now, having seen Its Majesty. So I deliver myself onto your arms. Are you enjoying it, Augustus? Lies. Do you still want that you to be delivered? I'll give you as many as you want.
I prop myself up with my axe. Mixture of blood and sweat on my face, all raggedy. I stare at him for a while, and I hurl my axe towards him. It's a success.
A single gasp comes out of his mouth. The axe hitting him on the head. Dead instantly. His suffering stopped. What is that horse? We need to capture it. It's one of the demons, isn't it?
Wait. I stare at the horse, see if the horse moves away.
The horse, the two sides of the horse have heads. They both turn, looking forward simultaneously. Cochrane still on top of him, dangling precariously off the side.
I stand up, put my hand on Augustus's back. You can leave now. To the horse.
That it does.
I yell, "He's our dad! Drop him!"
The body falls to the side as the thing runs off into the bog, disappearing under the water.
I look at Albert. There's your evidence.
This is bad.
Nice, sick, and evil, as if there were any doubt that he was behind all of this. Anyway,
why did he deliver himself, though? He didn't need to come here.
His soul has been gone for a long time. This is just the body. Whatever profane fate or destiny he attained is his. He's won. He's gotten what he wants.
And they took all of our animals now. How do we fight just a bunch of animals hiding out in the woods? They can't feed in the woods. He sits down, his back against a building as the people keep trying to put the fire out.
It's actually a lot more simple than you may believe. If the madness of the issued madness to your local priest is anything to go off of, it's as simple as righting a wrong and reinforcing the protections that the pagans had on this land long before you.
I don't know about that. And I think we're going to end the session then.
All right.
Need to finish a bit earlier than if you guys can hear, but I got people visiting.
No,
it's fine. I mean, to be fair, I think it's actually just enough time. Like, I think we played it 1 hour and a half last time as well, and
it's a good stopping off point as well.
I feel really good ending on that line specifically.
Yeah, it was your banger. It was your zinger.
Next episode, you know.
There was another banger that you uttered as well, but I don't remember it now. Such a
you had some cool lines. Yeah, you had a lot of cool lines. I like it because Augustus is not much of, single liners. It just goes into it. So I think it's kind of a neat balance of, in a way, you are kind of the face or the tongue, rather.
Yeah.
But dude, that was awesome. Like the pig thing.
That felt like it flew. That gave us.
Yeah, like I was hanging. I have like 3 wounds left, so before I die. It was nasty. It was very nasty.
Oh yeah.
And like the chaos spawn kind of thing with the pig was pretty dope.
Yeah, like I think that like a group of pigs is like really scary. Like
yeah, it is.
Of course, I took some inspiration from the Legion demon from the Bible. I think it's such an interesting like idea if you can have like that. I like the idea of the pigs being almost like a fluid, like they can all get together and squish out and squeeze out.
Very body horror. It was very evocative, the whole thing. There was I was thinking the whole time about the kid. Even though I did not mention it, and I thought it was cool how you brought up the kid. Like, okay, good, because like if we survived the whole thing, after a while I would bring about the kid. I would have assumed that he died. He not managed to run, but it was nice.
Yeah.
I also thought I would lose my hound there. It's like, okay, well.
I was like, where'd it go?
But I think Best of All saved you like 2 times.
Yeah,
he saved you when the pigs surrounded you, like the pigs were like distracting you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Then he saved you again by like pulling it off the collar as like
it was very sweet. Yeah. That's why he's the best of all, dude. The dog.
Exactly. He's the goat.
He's the goat, but not like the ones we're trying to kill, like an actual.
Yeah. I
was
was
really
worried that
cool with the
the enemy
horse.
would be silly, right? Because
Oh
she said the
no,
pigs and
oh, it's not. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think if you take things at, well, I don't know if face value is the right word, but if you take things seriously, like, even if it were chickens, oh, it's goofy chickens, but like a horde of endless chickens is like it's uncanny, if anything,
Yeah. So fucking
So
what really creeps me out is like the pigs like looking up thing.
yeah.
It is so
Oh, yeah.
weird. These pigs
Like,
are like
Right.
always trying to face me.
you're having fun with that one. Just like
Yeah.
stop looking like don't look at me like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we should pair this with the XP thing though. Let's not
Yes.
forget because last time we forgot.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
open up the thing here before you have to
Yep.
bounce.
Bust it out already.
Share.
Right at the very end here, I was smiling because Dom said the thing of, "Oh, we need to go back to what the pagans did to
Yeah.
avoid this." That was like so. That was perfect. Yeah.
Augustus was way too done to like say anything, and at first I was like, oh, I'm not dealing with this right now.
I was like, "You want me to put you in? I'll put you back in. If you're getting tired, I can hook you up.
Yeah.
Put me back in, coach."
Oh, I was so happy when we were doing the ritual thing. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" Like he's preparing. Like I thought we were gonna like ward off the demons.
Mm-hmm.
But that was cool too.
I haven't thought of a way to justify that, but when it's gonna be like it's not gonna be a ward. The idea is that he's going to be able to listen to everything.
The sentinel.
So
Right?
it's gonna be like I can listen out for what is a human tongue or demonic nonsense.
Yeah, I like it. Well, it's good too, right?
And if it doesn't,
I think I made 2 mistakes this session that I could count. The first one was I think I dropped the "you" somewhere. Like, I think you never heard your dog run that fast or something like that. So, best of all, has never run that fast.
yeah.
And a better way to say it.
I get what you're trying to imply, but maybe I get why you would want to change the wording.
Yeah, better wording.
Of that.
Yeah, because I could have also been talking to Tobias, right? But anyway,
yeah,
true.
it's like
there's that one, and then the second mistake was with when Tobias was splitting from the group and going towards the fire.
Yeah, there was a little.
I knew that that you had split the group, but I was like, you know what? I'll just pretend that they're both at the same place. And then it was Dom the one that said, "Oh, I'm not there. I'm not with the group."
Yep.
I think I should have been more like iron fisted as a GM. Saying, no, there is no horse in front of you, Augustus. When you started like reacting to it. But in the end, I tied this to being like the demon playing with everyone, right? Like, everyone there saw the horse demon for a split second.
From my perspective, it was like there was a boo-boo, but we bounced back from it. I figured that you were talking to me, but then Nicholas continued, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let him do his thing, and then okay, I'm actually not there. So Nicholas gave me an out when he looked back. I was like, that's perfect. You think something?
I should have told Nicholas to stop sooner. I think that was a mistake. But yeah, we did recover from it perfectly, right? I think you could have recovered it better.
Yeah, I honestly thought you were with us. I thought you had like stopped to look at the thing and then resumed walking.
I started walking. Something interrupted me, and then I started again. And then we did all that.
Another worry I had, which did prove to be true, that it's confusing that you have like the Legion demon that's animals, and then you also have this other strange fey creature that's like talking to you guys.
It's a mistake. I think it's actually cool.
Not at all. That was great. I even exposited it a bit, and you immediately clarified it. Like that was like me being like, okay, I already kind of in character. I was like, oh, he might have those sheep might not have been his. I kind of suspected something, but Augustus, this horse might also just be another thing. And he was like, I'm another thing. Sick. I'm not Legion. Yeah. Great, thank you.
It's because it was trying to throw you against Legion, right? It's like this like tug of war between these creatures here. So it hated how the Romans brought the Legion in, which I think is a very fun touch.
I thought it was like,
to you guys, the Romans were like a millennia ago, like ages ago. This thing, no, it's not the Romans brought it. There's been some time
last week.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought it was very cool. Like, actually, you have 2, I mean, maybe even 3 like powers acting. I mean, I guess humans would be the third power, but you have this struggle, and we just landed, on a parachute
Yeah.
here, trying to do it. And so I think it's actually cool, and all of them being animals, it's kind of cool as well. I mean, animal coded, I will say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to answer this now, but like, because session 1 we had the horse. Did you intend that, or was this like a natural development?
Did I intend what?
Was the horse
Like,
a creature of?
yeah, Faye all along, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Between the first session and the second session, you guys talked about the Irish
A Kelpie.
Kelpie, yeah, the Kelpie.
Uh-huh.
That's what I had in mind, yeah, and also had Legion in mind, yeah.
Okay.
And I like how there is some characterization for Legion, because as soon as it thinks that it killed both of you, it just begins an orgy with its animals,
Yeah, exactly.
Such a twisted,
Yeah.
evil thing,
That was a really wild, just like moment, because Tobias was just kind of like zoning out, looking at it. It was just like, I'm sorry, Augustus, you're fucking fighting for your life over there. Let me just like inquisitive nerd brain, just like, what's going on?
That was, I don't know. It felt very like unnatural. All whenever like the
wrong
creatures
and
would
evil, right?
Yeah, wrong.
Which is
Like
not like
very
a demon
twisted.
should be.
Very twisted. Exactly. How did you feel like when I took your shield?
That was cool.
I was worried, like, I will break his apparatus, but like, I was so enraged, like, with this one pig, like, I need a weapon.
At that point, I felt like we kind of established that the apparatus is pretty tough, especially when I fell on it, and I got a broken ankle. So okay, it can probably take a bit of a beating.
Okay.
I don't want to push it, but I described how you dragged me down. I'm not going to fight back because that will break. Because I'm connected to it. So like my character would rather fall limp with it than fucking force it away. Because that don't want to do that.
I remember one of the very good like back and forths that Tobias had with Cochrane when he was being pulled off by the sheep. Cochrane, like you, I think you asked if
are those yours?
Yeah, those yours, and then I'm his, right?
Yep.
Dude, I think that puts your relationship very succinctly. Yeah. Like, I don't think a writer would have come up with it, and you just like come up with it on the spot. That was so cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love so much, man, about these games. It's amazing, like the way we can really look back, and even with the boo boos, as you said, it's just it's neat. It's like a neat narrative. That
was
cool.
like the perfect Halloween session, man.
Yeah, that too.
That's true, right? I did not even think about that. We do have. I should have labeled it as such in the video. Yeah, man. I was thinking, like, because I nearly died this session, or rather, he really died, and fine. We did agree that it would be fine. But good that I didn't, so we can do like more XP shenanigans.
From what I remember, recovering the system is really slow, so
it is.
I don't know what we're gonna do about that.
So I was thinking, like, man, I'm gonna have to take like a week or so, like to even because the town is pretty much destroyed. The town is gonna need a week as well, like downtime.
Definitely,
1 week. Yeah. So you guys want to go through the four
let's do the refining.
So fail while pursuing your ambition, or if you succeed, you get 3. I would not say
that was Tobias
succeeded.
At the end when he said that he wants to he wants to put like the old pagan way of guaranteeing peace in the area.
That was very clever. I do need to change the wording of it's like fail or just working towards it kind of deal.
I think that spurs on into the next game, so I could potentially pick up some XP next game for that. But I think this game you fulfilled. I want to say that you maybe failed because the job did not get done. He's gone. like he even said it. You still want my animals? Like, no, we don't want your animals. no,
you can keep it. Yeah.
Maybe
I would say I survived an intense conflict, though.
I agree.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, what's the name like in those carnival places where like you climb up on this like massive thing and it like goes up and down very quickly?
Yeah, it's free fall,
Describe
right?
the big version of it, yeah.
Oh,
that was freaky. That felt like I don't know. It was the image I had of this thing become like this one pillar, like dropping down like a fat worm. It was very cool.
Oh, yeah, it's super screwed up, yeah.
Failing
you know what really creeped me out was the scene in the barn, like all the animals in the barn, like looking.
Yeah, the eyeballs, looking out. Yeah, that was cool.
I was thinking, like, how big is this thing? Like, if it's covering the full area of this one barn.
I was thinking that like it's literally like this piece of flesh holding up all the eyes that is like fully filled up.
I like that.
So,
but it's cool that I didn't describe the interior of the barn because now like it makes your mind race. You know, like whoa,
exactly.
what the hell am I looking at?
Look at the flesh cube, inside the barn. It was very cool.
I really hope my animals aren't cursed. The suspiciously barn-shaped cube of flesh.
Yeah. When he found the guy holding the pig, I was thinking like August nearly just attacked the creature at first sight, but then I was trying, well, he still wants to show some evidence to Albert, because you can, even though he is Inquisition, you can't just walk in a town and start killing people and destroying property. You gotta have some evidence.
We got it.
Yeah.
Bring that shit to fire. I mean, turns into the thing. It's like, okay.
I think it did, yeah.
Anyone had any target number 5? I don't think. Yeah,
no, I played. I just spammed the magic. I was giving myself stress during the entire thing because it's like whenever he was slamming the shield, was quote unquote overcharging it, which was giving him stress. Just come on, just give me the juice. I need to do this now. But yeah, I was playing super safe with the.
Yeah, I gave myself one anger, another irritated. I can't recall. I think it was when fighting the pig. The first thing. Got angry.
Yeah, so Augustus survived an intense conflict or battle. That's good.
I wouldn't say I got a knowledge.
Would you guys say that talking to like the black horse was an acquired knowledge kind of thing?
I think
not related to my archetype, maybe to my ambition. I don't know. I think it's kind of a stretch. Yeah, I would say it's a stretch on my end.
I would say the I kind of want to stretch for that when that same question that you brought up with is he yours, because that solidified, or the sheep yours, that solidified and clarified things. In addition to just talking with the horse, like you said, being an opportunistic seer, not waiting, just like tell me now. Like we might be dead in a moment, and I'm speaking with a demon, but I have your attention, so let's go ahead and clarify that. So I think I leaned on that one pretty hard this game.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think it fits. So you have 3 now?
I'm at 3, yeah.
Okay. See, I have 2, so you do have this
teeny tiny, yeah.
Unbalanced.
Yeah, like this. It's not leveled. Yeah, the levels are not leveled, if you want to put it that way.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
And I could see you getting a big payout at the end. If it's after all this nightmare, it turns out, okay, we cured the animals. Let's go and bring them all back.
I don't think there's any cure here. I don't think the townspeople are gonna be, eager to have pigs once again.
Yeah.
One thing that creeps you out once you realize, like when they collapsed the manor, some pigs ran towards the town, other pigs like ran towards the woods. Like, how do you deal with something like that? Like, you need an army.
That's the bells. I'm just gonna hang out for a bit and be like, "Is there shit?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like a demon pig tracking device. I see.
Device,
pig
not a ward or like a sensor, like a alarm
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be asking to like tell me that, trying to, I'm going to have him shut the entire fucking town up, have no one speak, and
Quarantine.
then
So
this is
cool.
what I do here.
And I can almost
But he
imagine
didn't
like
damage.
300 years in the future, there's like these bells still stuck to the ground,
Yes.
and no one knows
Stuck,
it anymore.
People,
Every
most
time
people
that
don't
it passes by, like it rings, and no one knows why.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the plan.
I love that.
They're still fucking
That's really
nightmares
cool.
out enforced.
But it's still like a thing where it's a remedy, right? Like, sure, we're dealing with the problem now, but it's here to stay. Like, we're not really killing the demon. We might like lower its influence by rewiring the locals to be more pious, but
that's the kind of the twisted thing about the folktale or the myth, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna try and put this stone back, but now we know there's like two different entities. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like it's significantly
Exactly.
less,
and
right.
And it did have the Fae, basically warn this place is still mine. Don't go into the water.
And whatever the hell that means, man.
I thought it was. I really like the dichotomy of having like these two things. I mean, to our end, it's just the same. It's just one big problem, but they are more nuanced than that. They're not the same thing. I thought it was very cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat and.
Yeah, thank you. I think we're gonna. We're ending here. Thanks, people, for watching. If you liked, leave a comment and give a like. You know how it works.
Buy our calendar, yeah.
Buy our merch. Steal your mother's credit card. Buy our merch. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.